All right, my name is Terry Iverson, and today I was speaking to the U.S. Cutting Tool Institute about Champion Now, my 501c3, and also my book, Finding America's Greatest Champion. And one of the things that during the speech, the presentation, is I brought up the millennial in the room, and this young man, Noah, was kind enough to identify himself as being the millennial in the room. So, Noah, tell us a little bit about how you got into manufacturing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So, starting off in high school, I had just word of mouth, knowing someone who owned a shop and having a friend whose dad owned a shop. I kind of heard just through word of mouth about this plant. So, just as a summer job, I started getting in this grind shop. It was just a small grind shop. They did inserts, a lot of surface grinders, swishers, a couple CNCs. But just got in there as a part-time, a summer job. Each summer I'd go in the shop and grind inserts. So
how old were you?
I started off my senior year of high school, so I was 17 when I first started. And I did that for 2 years. The summer after I graduated and the following summer after my first year of college. So that's really how I got introduced to the carbide industry and the cutting tool industry. And prior to that, I actually left. I decided to go the college route. So I moved to Kalamazoo, went to Western Michigan University for a couple of years. And then I came back and finished off at Oakland University. But through the similar channel of knowing this company, I met another friend of a friend who worked for the company I'm with now, Hyperion Materials. And I heard about an internship that was available, and I applied, and I ended up getting into this company through that internship.
Let's talk about mentoring. Yeah. I'm a big, my whole adult career, I'm 60 now, and I've been in the industry for 39 years. So pretty much for all those years, almost 40 years now, I've mentored young people, and that's really important to me. But there's like a new term called reverse mentoring. And people my age, you have so much to offer from your generation with technology and social media that there's so much that we can learn from you, and maybe it's clear, but there's so much that your generation can learn from us. So tell me about your view on that.
In terms of reverse mentoring, at first I think it does start with the initial mentorship and having someone older and experienced, reach out to us and want to mentor us and want to give you some guidance. So, I was really fortunate. The company I joined, Hyperion, as an intern, my first boss he really was more than just my boss. He was a great mentor. Good. And taught me a lot more just about the job I was working and the opportunities that were within the industry and the company. So I was a huge benefit from that. And then, on the same side, he would dig into me about information, things that I know about that, that he didn't have all the experience when it does come to some of the new technologies, some of the new things we're learning in school, and different options there. So I think it's absolutely a two-way street.
When you first looked at this, did you envision that the pay scale, and you don't have to say what you make, but did you think that the pay scale was going to be, your compensation was going to be as fair or as reasonable or as high as maybe it is or will be?
Right. Actually, I was very happy with what it came out to be.
Okay.
And I didn't expect going into the internship. First of all, starting with that, being in my senior year of college, it was a very fair, good paying internship that I was able to start off in. And through my mentorship and my boss within that company, I was very fortunate to get a position with this company, and it was absolutely reasonable. And where I am today, I'm now in my third position in this company, and the progression has been truly amazing. And I never thought going into this industry I'd be at where I am today. So, and then also just looking at, I meet a lot of the people within our actual production units, and we have people who have been there for a very long time, and from what I hear, they're very happy with the pay and where that's going. And
I talk a lot about, I'm sorry to interrupt, I talk a lot about the return on education in my book, about how you don't need to spend $250,000 for education to get a very good paying job. A lot of people, young people, get degrees that they can't use, they can't find jobs in. And it really comes down to, at the end of the day, supply and demand.
Yeah.
The demand for what we need in young workers is very, very high, and the supply, because of perceptions and because of a lot, not communicating, is very low.
Right.
So, do you concur with some of the things that I'm pointing out?
Absolutely.
And have you experienced the same type of thing?
So yeah, I mean, I have a broad friend group that I've seen people in each bucket. The students who went to college and got a degree in something that didn't translate into a good working job for them, which is very unfortunate for them. I've also have friends who just decided not to go to school, and they started working right off the bat, and I was 4 years into school, and they're buying a house for themselves and getting into an industry. So.
Well, a lot of us parents, we work so hard in our whole lives so that we can give our children a good future. But sometimes we get in the way, and we don't understand truly what that should look like. Let's say I save $250,000 of my hard-earned money to send you to school, and you're my son, okay?
Right.
But what I don't realize is that $250,000, it could be used for a lot of different things.
Right.
It's seed money for a company to start your own company.
Absolutely.
It could be used for a less expensive education. It could be used for to start a family with a home, a down payment on a home. So it doesn't always have to be a 5-year or 4-year university education that may not suit you well because it may not be what you want.
Right.
So is that a stigma, going to a community college? Do your peers look down on young people when they do that?
There's a stigma within the culture, absolutely, that, I want to go as a freshman right into this 4-year university. You have to just do what's right for you and make that decision. And a lot of people just always have that thought in the back of their head of, what do they think about me? I'm going to community college, and my friends are going to this 4-year university, and they just feel like they're lower, but they're not.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing.
But at the end of the day, you're banking money.
Right. At the end of the day, so that's one of the things they need to understand is, look, you're actually putting yourself in a better position than this person when you think you're in a lower position, but you're not.
And then maybe they have a degree that they can't use, or they don't get a degree, and now they've got 2, 3, 4 years in, and sometimes not much to show for it, unfortunately. Right. Well, Noah, I wanted to reach out. I called you out, maybe fairly or unfairly, in this session today, but I appreciate you being confident and bold enough to take the challenge of the millennial in the group. And I think it's awesome that you've joined the ranks of our industry, and I hope you go, hopefully, out of your way to get more of your peers.
Absolutely, I'd love to
do the same.
I'd love to strive for that, and no, I appreciate you coming today and speaking with us. It was a great conversation and presentation, so it was an honor to be here today and
same
share
here.
that with you.
Same here.
Thank you very much.